After what was an overcast sunrise at 7th and Joplin, it has developed into a gorgeous looking Thursday, and we're going to continue the trend into the afternoon. We're also going to harp about some incoming heat. But here's the interesting thing about when we talk about the heat and whatnot. Down there at the bottom, I put the average presumed high through July 10. So what we did is we took the two highest numbers on the 7-day forecast there, plugged them in, and that's going to be about 87.7 degrees. Now, let's put that into perspective. The entire month of June as a whole, our average high was 87. Our average high for July 8th should be 90. So even though we're talking a whole lot about the heat, honestly, it hasn't been too bad of a July whatsoever. A little bit of cloud cover developed up in Vernon County, stretching just to the northeast through central Missouri. And speaking of Vernon County, that is still where we have our flood warning for the Osage River just by Shell City. Actually kind of moved just to the west of Vernon right there. But what we're looking at is the gauge at Taborville for the Osage. It is still about 4.5 feet above flood stage, and that is actually why that thing was extended. It was supposed to expire on Friday. Now look at that. It moves all the way until Saturday morning. Let's return to 7th and Rangeline in Joplin, where we sit at a very comfortable 81 degrees. The clouds are actually going to break up because of that bottom line right there. You see the barometer? It is on the rise. Wind arrows have been kind of curious today. Now it's a light breeze. We're talking about 5 miles an hour. But look at how they come in from the north and then make a split right when they get down to the bottom of the screen. That's actually taken a little bit of the edge off of the heat, the fact that it does come in from the north, because nationally, yeah, like I said, you got to get above that jet stream, and there's not a whole lot of people above that jet stream to actually get some mild July temperatures. Let's go ahead and talk about Tropical Storm Elsa, still a tropical storm. It has now made its way to the northeast over the South Carolina, North Carolina state line. And as we drop down on her, we see Raleigh right next in line. It just now is moving with Charlotte on one side, Wilmington on the other. Raleigh is going to be right in the middle of this thing. And then as we factor it out and look at the long range forecast of it, remaining a tropical storm. This is pretty amazing that we don't see it becoming a low pressure remnant of a storm, a tropical depression, if you will, until it gets up to New England. So that's why you've got those millions of people along the East Coast that are currently in the midst of flood warnings. Also flooding concerns because of another tropical system. We'll go ahead and remove the radar, check out the infrared satellite on this, and you'll notice that southern Texas just absolutely getting pummeled. There's even a chance this develops into a tropical storm by the time we get to the weekend. And we're not going to see it in the next 48 hours, but that's one thing we'll look at too, just from the national perspective tropically. So you got the mid-Atlantic, you got the deep south, and then look at the top of your screen. Up by the Canadian border on the severe thunderstorm risk map is where we find the high category. How lucky are we that we've carved that slice out right through the 4 states, and all of a sudden the heat, well, it doesn't seem too bad. Highs around 87 today. Now, overnight, one thing you're going to notice tomorrow when you wake up, not only is it going to be warm, but it's going to begin to get a little muggy because we got a whole lot of Gulf moisture that is already beginning to work its way in. That's what formulates the rain, but it stays down to the south for us today. But tomorrow, it just keeps on getting more humid, more muggy, to the point where today you're going to feel about like 91, 92 during the afternoon. Tomorrow, going to feel about like 96, 97.
Yeah, it's going to
So
be
the Gulf
hot.
moisture remains, sticks around for Saturday. We get that afternoon instability, 3 consecutive pretty warm, if not hot days. And that's what causes the skies to open up and bring us thunderstorms there for Saturday afternoon all the way into Sunday.
All right, well, doesn't sound like a very good weekend to go to the lake. That's
Everybody
for sure.
take care of the heat for tomorrow, and the Weather Center will concentrate on perhaps localized flooding by Sunday.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that.